This is Big Mike at This Is It Furniture, and we've been wheeling and dealing on furniture and mattress sets for over 20 years now, and we're still going downer, downer, downer. We got queen-size jumbo mattress sets starting at $298. Downer, Dad! Well, how about $119? We got two-piece microfiber sofa sets starting at $898. Downer, Dad! Well, how about $498? Nobody beats my prices. Go shop around and come see me, Big Mike at This Is It Furniture, where you always get a free onion. We're going downer, downer, downer. This is it.
All right. Welcome to It's Been a While podcast, everybody. We got a very special guest today.
Champaign legend.
Downer.
Don't get me started.
Big Mike name off. Thanks for coming on. You're actually the first in-studio interview we've done. We've done lots of virtual stuff, but this is the first in-studio guest.
We might as well make it big then.
Absolutely.
Go big.
But yeah, like he said, very important part of Champaign lore. You know, those TV commercials, if you're from this area, like you've seen them, you've heard them. Like I've been seeing them my whole life, 26 years. They've been there. So yeah, you know, the biggest thing about them is the downer, 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 which I actually have some
We're going downer, downer, downer.
Yeah, you know, people always ask me, like, oh, man, how many takes does it take you to do that? Here's the deal. It takes me one. Check it out. Hey, this is Big Mike at This Is It Furniture. Listen, nobody beats my prices. Nobody. Your friends have saved. Your relatives saved. And now it's your turn. We got bunk beds, recliners, dinettes. It's whatever you need. Stop the car. Turn the car around. Get down to This Is It Furniture, baby, because we're going downer, downer, downer. Your friends have saved. Your relatives have saved. And now it's your time, baby.
It's flawless.
Boom,
Off the cuff.
one take.
Just off the cuff.
When I do that in the studio, I'm in there for 30 seconds, and I'm like, all right, take it easy, everybody.
Right, good to go.
Then they do their
Air it.
It's like a straight up mid-'80s WWF promo. That's good.
It's kind of funny. I know a lot of those guys, Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan and everybody, and there was a guy when I'm about 15 years younger, I forget his name, but they always thought I was a pro wrestler guy.
Right.
Like,
You got the look.
yeah, the hair was down, I was in a little better shape, and basically they would come up to me all the time like, are you so-and-so? And so I got that voice of like, you know, hey, Sunday, the race is coming out. Yeah. You know, I'm the promoter guy.
Right, yeah.
I can go right into the WWF and take the gig over.
Oh, yeah. You've got real strong, like, Paul Heyman vibes. Paulie Dangerously.
Yeah, that's right.
So the downer, 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 you know, that's pretty self-explanatory. You're bringing down the prices.
Yeah, let me tell you a story about that. Here's how it happened. Way back in the day, my dad, a lot of people remember my dad. He was the old guy with the cowboy hat. The power of advertising is simply, my dad's been gone 25 years, and people come up to me every day, hey, man, I remember those commercials with your dad.
We're a downer furniture. We're going downer. Yes, we're going downer. Real deal. We're going downer on bunk beds. We're going downer on recliners. We're going downer on beds.
Well, here's the deal. He was supposed to say lower, 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 and he screwed it up. And he said downer, but he had a heart issue. And in the middle of that first commercial, which you can find on my YouTube station, This Is It Furniture.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
You can find that, and you'll see me burst out laughing in the middle of it. Well, we just said, let it be. Okay, hey, he screwed it up. Let it be Downer, and that's how Downer started.
Works, yeah.
Yeah.
Right
I'm
on.
not from Downers Grove, or my last name's not Downer.
Right.
I get a lot of that.
So the onion, though, you know, the onion's very iconic, and you know, I've read about it a little bit, and I kind of know how it is. But for our guests and anybody uninformed, you know, we'd love to hear the free onion origin.
I'm thinking about bringing the onions back. That's how big they were. So for 33 years, I gave away a free onion every day to anybody who wanted one. So the whole thing was a gimmick of our prices don't make you cry.
Right.
So I would end the commercial like, hey, this is Big Mike, get down here. I'd say the address, and I'd say, where you always get a free onion. Well, I was short on time, so we cut off because our prices don't make you cry.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's the rest of the story.
Okay.
So, but when it comes down to all you advertisers out there, anybody who's interested in advertising and coming up with TOMA means top of mind awareness, ideas. The onion was a goofy idea, and no matter where I'm at in any state, I was in Orlando renting a car, and they're like, are you the onion guy?
No way.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the Grand Cayman
awesome.
Islands on a boat, and someone rolled by and yelled Downer at me, and I still don't know who it was. Wow. I was at a Cubs game, and I had a sorority come up, and I had to autograph 30 stomachs of these girls, and everybody thought, who the hell is this guy? You know, they must have thought I was an actor or something.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
it was just for advertising people out there, if you find something that works, just beat it, man. Just keep doing it, because, you know, it's funny. Every restaurant I go to, they think we're the first ones to do this to me. Like, hey, the waiter brings out an onion, you know, and it's all good. You know, that's who I am.
Right.
But
it's
it just goes to show you the power of advertising.
Yeah,
Right.
and I mean, that was one of the first things when I moved here, and I was right before my freshman year of high school. First thing I hear is, you know, fucking, you got to see this guy. He gives you a free onion when you come in.
Yeah.
Our buddy downstairs, you met Caleb earlier, very briefly. He told a story just the other day of he remembers you coming to like a career day at our school.
Yeah.
And he got a free onion from you there. You just had like a big thing of onions.
Well, I
So
do
it
a
resonates
lot
with
of stuff with kids. I coach 9-year-old baseball kids right now, and I coach a lot of youth. The reason I like 9-year-olds, they don't have a phone yet. They don't have a girlfriend. They don't care if it's Trump or Biden. It's basically, hey, what's up, coach? So it kind of reminds me when I was a kid, it was just a little simpler times.
Carefree.
But I like to mentor kids. I go in and read books to kids. I'm not the best reader. I tell them that, hey, like I wasn't a great reader, but here I am reading to you guys, you know. Yeah. So just I believe the youth is where good stuff needs to happen.
Yeah, are you with the Dream?
I started the Dream.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the Dream Team, for everybody listening in on this, both my kids were college baseball players. So 20 years ago, my kid's 28, so 20 years ago at age 8, I started a team called the Dream Team.
Nice.
And it's have 15 teams over all these years, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It goes up.
Dang.
And we have 90 college players that came through, and I've got a couple pros that just got drafted last year.
Yeah.
And they're working their way up, so we'll see where that goes, man.
Yeah, I had a buddy who
awesome.
played for the Dream for a little while and then went on to play college ball.
Oh, yeah, who was it?
Axel Doran?
I know Axel.
Yeah, Axel.
So-
Shout out to Axel Doran.
What up, Axel? He remembers me, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, I played.
How do you
played shortstop and I played second.
How do you forget in a game a name like Axel?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I can't remember which kid he played with, but is he at 24 or like 28? Axel.
Axel, he was in the same grade as me, so I think he's 25 now.
Yeah. So so it was my younger son. He played in that era.
Yeah, he's a good kid. I love baseball. I coach 14U right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just local, nothing travel or football or anything.
Yeah.
But,
Who you coach with?
my dad is actually the manager. I just coached with the local Gibson City team.
Nice.
So 14U, we got like 1 week of games left and then playoffs, and then we're done.
So did you play travel ball coming up?
I played a little bit of travel. I played in tournaments and stuff. I moved right before high school.
Got it.
That was sort of a weird transition, and you know.
Yeah, I'm always looking for coaches to coach the kids. Like, for example, I have an 8-year-old team next year that I'm looking for coaches, and I pay $4,000 per coach.
Oh wow.
So check this out.
Yeah.
Let's say somebody wants a new car and the payment is $400 a month. I could pay the car payment for you, and you coach 8-year-olds. I have lots of coaches that are kids that have bought their cars
That's awesome.
by them coaching.
That's legit.
Okay.
That's incredible.
Very
That's-
nice.
Just so you know, so
terrific.
But you got to know the game of baseball,
Oh,
and
yeah.
some parents kind of wear you out a little bit. They think their kid's getting drafted at age 8.
Yeah.
So I always say, hey, no one's getting drafted today. There's no scholarships given out. We're playing
Hopefully
little
one
baseball.
day,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, coaching's a whole other thing. My dad was my coach all growing up, and then my sophomore year, before we played a game, the principal comes to us and he's like, yo, you guys were so bad on JV last year. The JV coach quit. True story. He was a wrestling coach, was just doing it volunteer. He's like, I'm not doing it anymore. They're like, one of your dads has to step up or you just don't have a team this year. So my dad stepped up and is actually still on the coaching staff at the high school,
Pretty
too.
cool. Yeah, that's
So,
what it takes, man. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, I had that down here on whether you get recognized or not. But something, because we kind of asked some of our friends any questions they had. Because I saw that you incorporate your kids into your some of your commercials. Were they known as the free onion?
Yeah, just imagine if you were like a real celebrity. You know, I'm a small town celebrity.
Right. Yeah.
So it is weird when kids see me and then they see me on TV, they didn't realize, holy cow, that guy's real, like it's a real guy. But it always made me think, like, what if you were a real celebrity? Because people come up to me, like a career day. Let's say I go to read in a kid's school. I kind of rile kids up a little bit, and they want autographs or they want pictures these days. And so one of the teachers said, oh, you ruined pizza day, so you can't come back because the kids didn't eat their pizza. In other words, they were so interested in seeing me and meeting me, they skipped lunch.
Oh, wow.
So there's got to be strategy. But my kids didn't necessarily know any better. I would like hold like a Hershey bar behind the camera and say, say down, or, like just like you train your dog. And so I would bribe them to say all kinds of cool things. And so as they grew up, yeah, they became the downer guys' kids. You know what I mean? So,
but they're still on TV, so it's like, you know, you can't.
What
you
is
can't get
pretty
too much
cool
crap
is
for
the
it.
older the people are. Like, let's say I'm dealing with a 40-year-old guy and older. They actually seen my kids grow up.
Right? Yeah.
Like, holy cow, your kids are married, and like it just kind of ages us a little bit when you're like, yeah, my kid's married, and that little kid that you used to see is 28.
Yeah, the one struggling to say downer.
The little girl. Oh, yeah, that one's Mikey. He's 24, but my daughter's a teacher downtown Chicago.
Dang. Okay.
And so, and my youngest one, Mikey, he runs cams.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Wow. Yeah.
So, anybody need a bear or skip the line, tell them Big Mike sent you.
So there is a decent amount of commercials on YouTube, not all of them though, but do you have any idea of like how many, or also is there any of them that are like your favorite? Because I do have my favorite here.
There's some that didn't make the airwaves. You know, I'll tell you a funny story about, you know, from like a racism point of view, I did a samurai commercial back in the day.
When he slices onions, the onions cry.
And I don't know if you guys remember John Belushi in Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Well, I did a John Belushi sketch, you know, and I was like, yeah, I'm chopping the onion up, and I used the samurai sword, and the dude threw an onion, and I happened to slice it on the first try, boom, right in half. I broke that guy's sword, by the way. I'm chopping stuff, so he was cool with it, but it was a real sword. And I chopped that onion in midair, which I didn't know if I'd be able to do, but I'm an old baseball player, and all kind of equal the same. But the samurai commercial was simply me moving my mouth, and then adding the words in. Well, I'll never forget, like, a local news station showed up and were like, you know, you kind of a little racist. And I said, well, I'm actually just doing, like, those are the movies I grew up with. Godzilla, you know, the samurai. I was just having a little fun.
Exactly, yeah.
But there's a karate one that I did early on that was pretty good, the samurai. And, you know, it's tough for me to pick my favorite out. I will tell you, if you could scroll back on my Facebook or go to the videos on my Facebook, I did a really fun one when we had the lunar eclipse. I was holding an onion up in front of the eclipse, and I'm like, you know, I did an eclipse sale.
Oh, okay, nice.
So if you scroll down, you'll find some stuff that maybe never made my YouTube page yet.
Right.
And simply it's just sitting there on Facebook. And that Facebook changed to Big Mike's Warehouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any kind of holiday mattress salesman won't celebrate or put a sale on for?
Yeah, man. So
I used to work at a different mattress place. We won't say the name of it because I don't want to give them the publicity. But.
Yeah. They're all. So our big sales in the furniture industry was everyone else's holiday. So for all these years, you know, Memorial Day I'm open, Labor Day I'm open, 4th of July I'm open, everybody, you know, we're open. And I think the thinking is behind it, that's because everyone else is off.
Yeah.
So you're open. But it seems to be every holiday's a mattress sale.
Yeah.
50% off this Saturday only, you know.
I was gonna say, I think I've seen like at least like 5 or 6 through the commercials that are on YouTube of different holiday mattress sales. But I mean, you know, that keeps it coming. It's not just Christmas. It's you know, throughout the year.
I mean, people always need mattresses. Doesn't matter what time of year.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't believe how many mattresses are sold, and so mattresses are kind of where it was at. I just branded it, you know, again from an advertising point of view. I took the downer and branded it. When you guys are familiar with TOMA, what TOMA is, top of mind awareness?
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that,
so,
but yeah.
So it's kind of like this. If I name a pizza place, name me one.
Domino's.
Pizza Hut and Domino's. So that's maybe where you would order.
Yeah.
Okay, that's maybe where you would order. Name a carpet place. It's a little tougher.
Ooh.
All I know is Marshall Carpet and Rug Gallery. Shout out Rick Glassman.
Okay. All right, nice. So name a plumber. All right, so here's my point right there. There's an opportunity for a plumber to make a name for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the plumbers, I got an idea for you. So here's what it's going to be. To all the plumbers out there, or upcoming plumbers, no charge for this one. A flush beats a full house.
Ooh, okay, there we go.
Damn.
Right there.
Now,
That's good.
if someone was a plumber and their slogan was a flush beats the full house, when I asked you about, hey, do you know a plumber? You might have said, what about that flush beats a full house guy?
Just something that sticks. It's,
Catchy.
you know,
So
memorable.
that's what the downer was. How I got the name This Is It Furniture, by the way, I was 17.
Yeah.
I grew up with a dad that was just, we worked. I went to an all-boys school. Actually, there's a funny story about that. My dad didn't want me to go to high school. He wanted me to start when I was 13. And I said, oh, Dad, please, all my friends are going to high school. And he was like, well, I just want to tell you, your banker will never ask you for your report card.
Hey.
And so I wanted to fight, but he sent me to an all-boys school. You had to wear you had to wear a tie, leather shoes, a belt. If your top button wasn't buttoned going in, you You skip today, you come back tomorrow.
Wow.
So that's why I kind of dressed chill, because every day I had to wear like a suit to school. And they didn't play around. But my dad, when he called me into work, he'd have to call into school and say, hey, Mike needs to miss school. And I missed so many days, they would be like, hey, if Mike misses again, he's going to flunk. And he would just say, no problem, flunk him. Now, they didn't flunk me, but basically when my dad called me into work, that meant like you basically would rather stay at school, because you're going to go unload 100 sofas by yourself today because someone called in.
Yeah.
So that mattress truck is all you.
Yeah.
And all the deliveries are all you.
Kicking and screaming. Mattresses come first.
Yeah. So I started at 17, so I grew up very quickly. But hustle, there's a couple things you can control, and hustle and hard work. You know, no one can take that from you.
Absolutely.
There's a funny story, man. I lived at Country Fair Apartments. I didn't have a car. I walked to work every day.
Okay.
I didn't know how to do laundry, so I brought the stuff to the cleaners, and that's where I met my wife.
Wow.
I figured it was cheaper to marry the girl behind the counter than to keep bringing out his cleaning in. But no, I got hooked up very early, about 20 years old.
Yeah, so you've been doing it for over 30 years then.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Literally 17. When people would knock on my door at my house, they'd say, is your dad home? You know? And so I started young.
Yeah.
So, you know, I opened a store with 15 grand. That's what I started with. Now, it's a little different time.
Right.
But, you know, you got to find the niche. And I downsized to do Big Mike's Mattress Warehouse now, because the days of sitting in a big giant furniture store all day long are over.
Right.
You calling me saying, Big Mike, I need a bed, and I say, how about tomorrow at 3 to 5, I'll meet you there.
Right.
Yeah, boom,
funny,
I'll just
yeah.
meet you.
Yeah, because again, I worked at a mattress store a little bit, and lucky we had a dinger, so I could just kind of sit on one of the beds in the back. But I'd maybe talk to 2 guests one day, and that was in the mall.
Oh, yeah.
In the mall with that kind of traffic.
Yeah, 2 guests, no sales.
Yeah,
Right,
it
yeah.
could be a boring deal, and then your opportunity can happen and be gone in a heartbeat. And nowadays, you know, I didn't have to fight in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. I didn't have to fight the internet either.
Right.
Yes.
And so there's a weird thing that's going on. Really, people above 40, they want to come and try the bed out, touch it, feel it, sit on it. Really, 35 and younger, they're willing to take a chance online. The number one thing returned online is beds.
Yeah.
So
Really?
be careful buying your bed online, because one bed doesn't fit everybody. That's why your mattress store had 12 to 20.
Yeah.
Because one doesn't fit everybody.
Absolutely, yeah. The oh shoot, what was I gonna say?
Yeah.
The having it be by appointment only. Yeah, just like you know, it's more specific. Like everybody needs a mattress, so having to be in there and having to try to upsell people for a mattress, it feels like the wrong type of pressure. Like, you know, you're gonna need a mattress eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Having people come appointment only does just make
Here's
perfect
how
sense.
it worked. So that network I built over 33 years, well, sometimes people don't know this is me over here. So when they walk in, they're like, oh, Big Mike. So they're comfortable, they're at peace. But, you know, mattress salesmen could be like car salesmen, or we could have a bad rap like that.
Yeah.
Because it's very tough to tell without sleeping on your bed if you're going to like the bed. But with me, I try to shoot you as straight as possible, just because otherwise you just get it returned.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, what did you like about your last bed? You know, bigger guys need a little firmer bed. Some people like pillow tops. Here's the biggest thing about a pillow top bed that no salesman says, but I do.
Okay.
That top will dip on you. It's
Yep,
normal.
absolutely.
It's gonna dip. And if you tell that to everybody, then they ain't gonna call you in a year and say, hey, my top's dipping.
Right.
Well, it's because it's a big cushy top you're sleeping on. And
Heavy for
yours isn't
every
gonna
night.
dip as easy as mine. I'm a bigger guy, so it's just wear and tear and use.
Right.
So pillow tops get
Saves-
a little dip.
Saves headaches, you know.
Yeah.
Just being straightforward with it instead of having to explain yourself a year later, like,
That's
oh
right.
yeah.
Instead of just making the sale, like, give them some info, man.
Right. There's nothing much more important than a bed. And I learned that turning into an adult. I'm like, you know, that's not something you mess around with. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I brainwashed my kids. I got them like really good beds coming up, you know, and like we all like to sleep in, and so I would teach my kids like, well, let's just go to bed a little earlier. Sleep all day, man. You know, get sleep in. So I brainwashed them to think, you know, bed is good. Most kids don't want to go to bed.
Yeah.
But when you got a good bed and you get to be your age, how old are you?
26.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, man, it's good. Bed is good.
yes, exactly.
It's a third of your life, man.
Yeah, man.
yeah. Unfortunately, but yeah, it is. 30
And now
alive,
beds are so
like-
heavy duty. There's cool tech. You could be cold. For handicaps, they could lift them and turn them and help you out of bed.
Right.
So beds are just, I compare them to an iPhone.
Yeah.
If you got the first original iPhone and now they're on number 10 or 12, well, you thought the first one was cool.
Right, but then
then
you
you're
see-
like, holy cow, man, look at what I'm missing.
Yeah, these ones can actually make calls.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember texting when you had to do the like 3 digits?
T9, yeah.
Slide my phone up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to pull up, this was my favorite commercial that I could find of yours.
Oh, yeah, I did this.
Other furniture stores buy their furniture from him. When he goes to museums, he is allowed to touch things. He once taught his Chihuahua to bark in Spanish. The contents of his taco refuse to fall out.
You don't always need furniture, but when
onions
you
on the
do,
table.
come see me, Big Mike, at This Is It Furniture. Stay thrifty, my friends.
That's the line. Stay thrifty.
There you go.
That's awesome.
So I took that little spiff that was on my mind a long time. So I did a whole set of commercials with different wording to those. You'll find more of those
Okay.
with different wording. I forget everything that I said, but when he goes to museums, he's allowed to touch things, and there's a whole new group.
Yeah, I saw at least one other one, but
Yeah.
that's a fun way to do it, to where it's reminiscent. You can do all of the different commercials in a like kind of the same set of takes,
Yeah.
but then air them differently. It stays fresh. It's not the same thing.
But that's Stay Thrifty, my friends. And my buddy, here's what spawned that commercial there. My buddy reminded me of the guy in the commercial, that guy who looks like the most interesting man
He
in the
looks
world.
like him, yeah.
Yeah. And I just thought, hey, I did a little, let's bring some girls in here and just the most interesting man in the furniture,
Right, yeah. So yeah, another thing I had is, what mattress do you sleep on
Yeah,
specifically?
so I sleep on what's called latex rubber beds. Latex is one of the best beds you can buy. It's hyperallergenic, antimicrobial, nothing grows in it. So you got your old school beds, which are springs.
Yeah.
And then you got the foam on top of the springs, and then you got different tops. A latex is 100% rubber core. And man, are they nice.
That sounds nice.
Now, you don't hear about latex as much because memory foam is what the world is selling right now. Everybody's got a memory foam bed, and some of these beds come rolled up in a box, okay?
I've seen that, yeah.
And they come rolled up in a box. I'm not saying they're bad. All I'm just saying is, like, boy, I don't think a bed should be in a box.
Sketches me out, yeah.
Right, it just can't possibly have the structural integrity of
Yeah.
something a little bit more
And they got the
substantial.
machines to get it in there, but, like, what I've noticed is my inexpensive beds come normal. The best beds come normal. All the middle stuff coming from overseas. The reason they put them in boxes, I think, is to mass ship them and to mass produce
Yeah.
them, and they figure out,
Get twice as many or
hey,
more.
let's squeeze this thing to an inch, and then when you open it, it's like, da-doosh.
Right.
Well, here's the problem. First of all, if you want to go return it, you can never get it back in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's number one problem. Number two, the good part about it is easier to get into a room, a king bed. So getting your king mattress upstairs is easier. So there is some perks. But latex, you can get 1-inch latex, 2, 3, 4, or the whole bed latex. That's by far the best bed. And they will be there forever. As a matter of fact, every bed in my house and my kid, they all have latex beds.
Nice. Some
you
good,
go.
yeah. That
Get a
sounds,
latex bed.
kind of low key, more underground than the memory foam, but sounds
Well,
a little
yeah,
bit better.
the latex bed will be there 20 years from now.
Right.
And basically, you'll go like, man, I'm going to bed.
Every night, yeah.
Yeah. I
love
wanted for
latex.
Father's Day one year. My wife says, what do you want for Father's Day? And I said, I want you to take the dogs and the kids and everyone leave the house, and I want to sleep till about 2 in the afternoon. I actually got her mad. She was like, what are you talking about? I just wanted to lay there for a couple hours with nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nobody. She didn't like that.
Yeah. Probably expected a little something different.
Yeah, I like latex. It's kept me out of a couple problems.
Nice.
Now, I also read some about human mattress dominoes.
Yeah.
I couldn't find too much about that, but can you explain that? Because that is a very intriguing.
Yeah, that's going to be something that you'll hear a lot about. So every year, people come to me in need, and so there's always people in need, whether there's a house fire or there was a divorce or there was a homeless situation. I was donating about 2 beds a month, so 24 beds a year for free, just hooking people
Nice.
up. Well, so I had an idea. If you were to Google human mattress dominoes, you would see it, and I'll kind of pull it up on my phone while we're talking here. So what I did is I created an event where I called up several of my friends and I said, hey, I want to do this event in a park, and we stand behind a mattress and we fall for a cause.
Okay.
What it was I wanted to fill every men's shelter, every women's shelter, every veteran shelter, and I wanted to basically take care of every youth in need. All right, and it was just kind of a little bit of a pipe dream idea.
It's a big task, but
And here's what happened. I mean, let's see if this baby will load, but I'll kind of hold it up and just keep talking. But it was called Falling for the Cause.
okay. Oh wow. That's way more than I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's only like a minute long. You able to see?
Yeah, I can see it. I'll put it in post too.
Yeah, if you want to send it to him.
Yeah, you can post that. So to get the drift on this, we filled every men's shelter, every women's shelter, every veteran shelter in Central Illinois. And one day I did it at a park for free. I brought in food trucks. You want to eat. There was no bill. And how we did it is I bought a bed and I challenged 10 of my friends. You bought a bed and you challenged 10 of your friends. And the beds were $250. By the way, you can't just donate a bed to a shelter. It needs to be hyperallergenic, waterproof, twin extra long. There was all these qualifications. So what happened was we sold 700 beds, and then everybody was given an address of where their bed went to. So sometimes when you do charity events, you wonder, hey, where did my money go?
Right.
Well, in this case, you and your friends could sponsor a mattress, and then you and your friends could go deliver the mattress.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
Nice.
And it's very impactful for a community.
Absolutely.
So in other words, like, hey, we did something cool today, man.
Yeah.
So you might not have 250, but you and 10 of your friends can come up with 20.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And when you give it, here's what happens. I just delivered 3 beds to someone just yesterday. I gave her 3 beds. We went in her house. They were laying in the middle of a room with like some comforters on the floor, the whole family.
Damn.
So sometimes when you give, you end up bringing the item in and then saying, holy cow, they got nothing in here.
Right.
And the whole family's living in there.
And it makes you be like, okay, this is what it really went to.
Well, it makes
and
you
you see
understand
it.
when you go to bed at night. When I went to bed that night, I realized, man, we just delivered 800 beds. You know how many people we changed, we helped.
Are getting the same night's sleep like
And it
I'm
was
about to
all
get.
an idea. So here's where this thing gets fun. We are now doing this down Green Street into Grange Grove, and we're going to break the Guinness Book of World Records.
No way.
That's
right
awesome.
here in town.
Oh, hell yeah.
China has the Guinness Book of World Records. A hotel chain did it.
Okay.
And then I thought, hey, it's Olympic year. Let's bring it back to the United States.
Oh, dude, nice.
We're not in China.
That's right. It's over. Okay, just like the China virus, it's done. All right. Oh, that'll cause some trouble. So we'll bring it back, and we're going to fill basically every shelter now through Bloomington, Decatur, Peoria.
Dang, okay.
And so what happens is no one person did it. A whole bunch of people did a little.
Right.
So it's as simple as we're challenged fraternities and sororities and Greek life, and then we're going to end at Grange Grove with a big concert.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. And I think
very
it's
nice.
easy, especially right now, to get just pessimistic about things and
Yes.
just have a negative attitude, and just to be able to see something so small you did to like blow up and like help people. I think that's incredible, and that could be huge for anyone.
And that Mattress Domino's was simply an idea of, hey, how could you make your community better? Man, it was a fun experience, really. And then families. Let me tell you what families would do. So I had this mom, and she had her 2 kids. They decorated the bed, and it said, like, from our heart to your heart.
Yeah.
So not only is there that opportunity to teach your kids at a young age, but there was cool sponsorships opportunities because I Googled the original Human Mattress Domino's.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got like 94 million views. So that interests me.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to beat the record. And those first 20 mattresses that fall, we've already got a sponsor for that. But every mattress that falls, when we do that overview, there's some cool footage that your logo is going to do some cool stuff with.
That's amazing. Yeah. We actually that's the second world record person we've had. And we had a musician on that has the world record for longest time wearing pajama pants. He's been wearing pajama pants for like 15, 16 years consistently.
Dude, I got a guy in town here who holds like 10 Guinness Book of World Records.
Really?
And it's all baseball, catching fly balls from like helicopters. And he's going to do at the U of I the most like father-son's playing catch and cool stuff. I could wire you in with him.
That would be
That's awesome.
legit, yeah.
Yeah.
So the store, it was your dad that started it?
Yeah, so no, how I got the store is really I was supposed to go to South Bend, Indiana, and my dad jumped on the highway and he said, let's go this way. So I grew up on the south side of Chicago. He said, let's go this way. We ended up in Champaign, and I said, this is it, huh? And that's how we got the name.
Wow. That's perfect.
This is it. Pulled up to a place and said, all right, this is it.
But that's an impactful name. Like, this is it. Like, it doesn't get any better than this. Like,
Yeah.
this is it.
Yeah, and when things evolved into different names, Sofa Mart and different one-name things, like my mattress store's called Snooze.
Right.
There was some more clever names that were easily there, but once you brand this is it, boom, I branded it.
Exactly, yeah. And your new store, now that you have the following and stuff, like this is,
They should have put me in shorts right there. That's the only difference.
But yeah, this is like, like you said, like people know you now, and it's kind of, so did something, I guess, you don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but what, I guess, was the transition from that to Big Mike's?
So it's just very, very simple. In my big furniture stores over all the years, my bed section, which was a tiny part of my big store, was about 60% of my business.
Okay.
So my rent was also $13,000 at Country Fair.
That's
So what happens as a business guy, hey, you got to make adjustments. And I was doing so many charity events. I do charity events all over the country. I leave for Texas Sunday. I do a big event for Sitco Oil on the ocean, raising money for men with ALS. So my mindset was I want to do cool things to help the community. I want to do a big police event. I think police got a bad rap. Like, holy cow, not every cop is bad. Here's my little story on that. There's good salesmen, there's bad salesmen. There's good lawyers, there's bad lawyers. There's good dentists, there's bad dentists. I've had one. There's good cops, there's bad cops. Ignorance comes in any color. And I think once you get over that, hey, ignorance comes in any color. But, I feel bad. Who wants to be a cop right now?
Yeah.
Very, very, very tough.
Absolutely.
But lots of job opportunities.
Hey, yeah.
So I made a business decision to say, you know what? I'm just going to open my warehouse for when people need me. And I'm going to make sure I got all my beds on display because I believe a bed's something you got to touch and feel and try. And that's 60% of my business.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I could simply have you jump on my computer system. But the other half of the customers are saying, hey, can you get this sofa?
Yeah.
You're showing it to me right here.
Right.
Can you get me this recliner? So years ago, it used to be no one would show me a picture on their phone. Now you don't need a giant store. Why pay all that money? So what happened really, my prices actually went down during COVID while everybody else went up.
Okay.
Because of COVID fees, I had no expenses.
Yeah.
I have no expenses. I got a warehouse. It's not pretty, but the prices are.
Right. Yeah. Go in, just bare minimum, no fluff.
Well, then I beat. The
except
key
in
is
the
I got to
mattresses.
beat Amazon. So here's my deal. Here's how I beat Amazon. When you come buy a bed today, you know what I say? What time you want it? Tonight at 3 or 4? Well, here's the deal. Amazon can't get her that quick.
Yeah, they have same day delivery.
For me to beat them to get your bed, what time you want it? 3
Right.
or 4 p.m. So that's how I win. I have a warehouse full of stuff, and that blows people's minds that are your guys' age. Like, holy cow, today?
Right.
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah. And then you know what I say to them? When they go I need a couple days, I said, I usually don't work that slow, but that's fine. I'm
nice.
all about
you're in sales for sure.
Yeah, I'm all about right now. I said, oh man, if it's simply, hey, you want to drive all around town, or I got one right now, go on with your day, and this is over, man. No one's going to beat my price anyway.
Right.
There you go.
Just get it done, You need the mattress. Sleep on it tonight.
Yeah, now I didn't plan on COVID hitting because I got rid of my store March 1st, and then the world ended March 18th.
Good timing,
So
though.
it was a little bit there's a little limbo there
Yeah.
where it was. But, businesses that you forgot about, like the dry cleaners, I brought a tux in. And the guy goes I'm down 90%.
Jeez.
See, here's the deal. There's no weddings, no funerals, no birthday parties, no receptions. No one was going to work. Nobody was putting on a good shirt. Or they were, but their pants were shorts.
Right.
And so you don't think about the dry cleaners. we all know the restaurants got hurt, but
Oh, yeah.
certain industries are booming. Cars, real estate, construction,
Online
homework,
shipping, yeah.
home improvements are booming.
Yeah.
What, lumber's up like 5 times in price right
Yeah,
now?
lumber
There's
and
a straight
paint
up
are-
shortage
Bad
of lumber.
time to build a deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I work in escape room stuff, and
I did many of them.
no one wants to get locked in a room with 8 people right now. So yeah, it is that definitely was
I was
an
doing
insane.
escape rooms. I thought it was a very cool idea several years ago. I also ran haunted houses. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. That's awesome.
So I ran a haunted house called Freak Show. It was #1 in the country, and it was done right here. You might have been there on Country Fair. If you guys,
Oh wait, at the.
it was an indoor and outdoor. It was Bonesaw Mill and Freak Show out
Oh
back.
yes, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like the woods. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I
Wow.
brought in. So I got a cool thing to show you here. Then, we were ranked #1 in Illinois, and I simply was doing this for charity for kids with special needs. Okay, so what I
Okay.
did is I had a hookup. I hired a lot of kids that had special needs. Well, who showed up the one night is Machine Gun Kelly and worked the room with me for 2 nights in a row. There's me and Machine
Wow.
Gun, and that's his Twitter there.
Holy crap.
So the deal was, don't tell anybody I'm here with you. So me and him worked 2 days, and here he is with my guy Legless Bob. Bob don't have no legs,
That is wild.
but this guy Bob. So I hired all handicaps, man. I hired all the people who had no legs, and you know how I found this guy?
How?
I was at the Sweet Corn Festival in Urbana.
Right.
He was in his wheelchair. And he had 2 beers in his hand, and he was rolling his wheelchair with his elbows. And I thought, man, this is the kind of guy I need for the haunt.
It was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
And stuff like this. I'm a big guy, and look at that guy next to me.
Oh geez. Okay.
And so the haunt was really, really cool. This was the woods. I mean, we did.
Oh wow. That's
So
fun.
here's a cool thing no one knows about me. I went to haunt school at Disney. There's haunt. There's technique.
Right.
Like you don't want to scare anybody from the front because that backs up the line. So it's scare forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Get them moving.
Okay. Here's some facts. African American people are more scared than just the average, okay? They just run and they swing. So you got to scare and get out or you get hit. Now, the guy with his girlfriend, they're going to be fine because he's being a hero holding his girlfriend. But if I could scare the 4 white kids that are 18 to 28 who are going to say this thing sucked.
Yeah, because they like to spoof the spoofer.
If
They
I
like
could
feel
scare them, I
untouchable. Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
So I always changed the rules for them. Man, I touched when I wasn't supposed to touch. I changed the rules. And so we had this, for kids that were crying, we had this, like, it's called the balloon, or like safety. If you have this balloon, it was like kryptonite. We couldn't go by it.
Okay.
And then everybody would be cool. And as soon as you go into the haunt, we'd pop it and we'd say that don't work in here, kid. And oh my gosh, we would just scare people. So I hired in local theater departments from high schools
Right.
and colleges who get no money but love to act.
Exactly.
And it was a huge hit. Why did I end the haunted house? The place that I rented from sold.
Yeah, I did see that place. About I think 2 or 3 things now. I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff. Yeah, real estate moves around, changes, but I do remember going there. That was a really fun haunted house. That was,
Yeah, man, it was a good one. It was good. I had 100 actors,
Nice.
and I knew how to scare because I learned at Universal Studios.
Okay.
We had 15 makeup artists on crew.
Dang.
So 100 actors would come in, you get your makeup done, would scare, it was just really unbelievable production.
How many people did you have coming through that a day?
Well, on a Friday and Saturday, thousands.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit.
Thousands,
I
man.
remember the line being like, yeah, good wait for
And
that.
people would pass out. And we'd be taking people away in ambulances and
Oh,
stuff. Let me
jeez.
show you this here. Here's one. This kid's down.
Oh no! From what?
Just pure like
Fear.
scare, man.
Damn.
So I liked the look of this.
Right.
So then I started staging it a bit where I'd have someone pass out about every hour because it's a new crowd.
Yeah.
Boom, someone goes
It's
down
awesome.
and we carry him out of there.
Because that's the story, dude. Someone passed out at the bone saw mill.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going there next weekend.
That's right. I hired a team of, I don't know what the proper word, but I'm going to use this word, midgets, that I hired a whole team of midgets that worked this.
Yeah.
And, man, they would be scattering around the woods, and they would just freak people out. And then,
Yeah, you know, use these disabilities to your advantage. You know,
yeah,
makes it
I'm gonna show you a
more
quick video
fun.
of Legless Bob jumping in the air here. We bought a Hearst, and let's just see if this will load. Yeah, man.
That's a good name, Legless Bob. We got Crazy No-Legged Jack out in Elliott.
Watch Legless Bob jump on his car.
Jump for me, baby. We got
Oh!
the Hearst in the air.
Yeah, that makes sense. People are passing out.
By the way, it was U of I athlete, wheelchair
Oh,
athlete.
oh,
That's why I
nice.
got all
Wow.
these guys.
Yeah, I
So,
actually met a couple of them.
By
yeah.
the way, we won the parade, which caused some craziness. July 4th parade. We won the parade. The Machine Gun Kelly thing was very, very cool because, you know, he worked 2 nights with me, and I didn't really know who he was anyway.
Right.
But I knew he's an upcoming artist and so forth. Now he's big. He
Engaged a Megan Fox big.
yeah, and he was a really cool dude. As a matter of fact, he texts me about every Halloween. He asked me about where the good haunts are, and he's a big haunted house guy.
It's awesome.
That's rock.
And I gave him a mask that he wears on stage for his Halloween shows.
Really?
Yeah. All my
incredible.
masks, by the way, I should bring you one day. They're like 10 pounds, and they form to your head, and it looks like, I mean, it's like you could transform who you are.
I'm starting to. I got like 6 pretty neat masks in there. I'm starting a little mask collection. That would be
They're
legit.
latex, by the way.
Okay.
Kind of funny. Latex
Yeah.
bed, latex masks. Those are the good ones.
Right.
Man, we got to invest in latex.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
put
We,
money
we
down.
need to do a haunted house.
Yeah, I mean, this year, you know, if everything's still, you know, moving along how it
This
has
year's
been.
too quick. You got to go next year at this point because it takes some time to get
Exactly.
done.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and also,
It's
he
a few
was
months
selling
away.
himself short a little bit earlier. He said he works escape room. He owns the escape room in town.
Yeah, I do own
so,
half of it. Yeah.
you guys
Which
should
one?
hook up on that.
The Brainstorm Escapes.
So on University.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there
Right over
many
there.
times. Been there many times.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very different, very
You know,
fun job.
haunts and escape rooms teamed up for a minute there.
Yeah, the
Okay.
conventions, they'll be kind of hand in hand.
St. Louis convention, yeah,
and
the expos.
There's one in Bloomington that has like a mini escape room, and it's like, you know, X amount of dollars for one, a little bit cheaper if you do the escape room and the haunt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the prop making goes hand in hand. You know, the safety rules go hand in hand. Yeah, it makes sense to, you know, kind of couple those together. And a lot of people want to get scared in an escape room, and that's just not kind of what they are.
Sure.
So having them together and being like, you know, this is more scary, and, you know, just kind of, you know, a trek
Listen,
through.
something to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Something to do.
But so, you know, hopping a little bit back, you know, with the new store though, it's, you know, the name for that is great and everything, but the, you know, the soul of it is Big Mike more than, you know, this is it.
Yeah, you know, I'll probably do a commercial coming up probably over the next 6 months where I'll just kind of, it'll be a 30-second recap of, hey, here's who I am, here's what I'm doing now, and, you know, Big Mike's Mattress and Furniture Warehouse type of thing. I'll throw the downer in, I'll bring the onion back. And
Yeah,
it'll be
everyone wants the onion
that.
back.
Well, a couple of things about the onion. I don't know where you are on your notes, but here's some crazy notes, man. David Letterman had me on, not me, but the commercial on his show.
Okay. Wow,
So
I did not know that.
Crazy ads, yeah, David Letterman, where it was, you know, they call them crazy ads or something, okay? But just crazy enough to make David Letterman.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the free onion, you know? And so the band, they'd bring all these guests out, and then every so often Dave would cut to Dave, and he'd be like, we always get a free onion. And so that was pretty cool. Then there was a show called Talk Soup.
Yeah.
I was on Talk Soup where they had me under like anger management. They were like, what is up with this guy? You know? And getting to The Simpsons, here's what happened on The Simpsons. So
I got the Simpsons one right here, actually.
You know, they were wondering where The Simpsons were from a lot of times. People, is it Springfield, Missouri? Is it Springfield, Illinois? Is it Springfield, Indiana? Where are they from? Springfield, Arizona?
Right.
There's all these, I think there's a Springfield in every state.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, turns out, I guess we figured out maybe which Springfield that was because they knew the whole little deal. I didn't even know it was happening until Fox News showed up in my store and was like,
Hey.
what do you think about them launching this? And I was like, launching what? You know, so that whole Simpsons ad, you go right in that little clip. Has he got the
Yeah,
little clip there?
I cut this perfectly.
Hear ye, hear ye! I declare the best deals in all the land! And don't ye forget,
Well, they even got my
no
3 kids,
credit,
2 boys and a
no
girl.
problem! So come on down to
That's
Mattress
literally my
King
line, no
at any
credit, no
one of our
problem.
many
Exactly,
convenient
yeah.
Locations. We'll have you sleeping on a new mattress tonight.
And cut. Great work, kids. Everyone gets an onion.
And so that's supposed to be young Mo in the night suit, right?
Yeah, so not only are you in The Simpsons, but Mo, the bartender, very, main character, you're his father, which is insane to, introduce that and establish that as the canon, that you're not only in The Simpsons, but a very main character's dad. That is wild.
And basically, to no credit, no problem, the onion, the whole thing was pretty cool moment for me.
Yeah, but that does kind of show this probably Springfield, Illinois, by the having it be like, that's awesome.
Because if you were in Springfield, Illinois, okay, so this is what I want to let people know. In the 80s and 90s, I was on every 20 seconds.
Right.
So I was the guy you hated as well.
Yeah.
You couldn't fast forward the commercials though. Okay?
Right.
So it's a little different time and age, but you flip to the other channel, and there I am again. So
5 seconds back.
So we'll talk about how advertising works. People would come into my store, and they would say, "Man, did I hate those commercials? But give me that bed right there."
Yeah, you're
so
buying
did
something.
it really work? They hated my commercials, and so the local newspaper on campus, which is called what?
There's the Black Sheep.
One was called The Onion or something, I think. Back in the day.
There is The Onion, which is the kind of satirical news.
Yeah, they might have had a localized version of The Onion.
Okay,
or maybe it's one of these campus
The
papers.
Chive or something.
And it was, which guy drives you more crazy? The Menards guy who would be like, Menards!
Right.
In Chicago, it was the Empire Carpet guy, which was 588-2300 Empire.
Okay.
Or the Downer guy, and they show an onion squashing them. So it's the old any news is good news. And once I knew it bothered people, I doubled my advertising.
Yeah. That's, I mean, it's just so iconic, and, part of why we're let's talk to Big Mike. Let's see what's up with this onion.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you always get a free onion.
So you said the future of the onion seems like it's coming back, it's kind of synonymous with Big Mike.
Yeah, I think it's part of people's childhoods.
Yeah,
and then when they actually see the onions, they're like, "You're kidding me, right? No, you really do give away onions?"
I was in there one time. We were looking for a couch years ago, and I remember seeing Big Thing by the door and being like, "Whoa, no way, there they are!
Yeah.
It's for real."
So here's the business side of it. I gave away more onions a month than my house payment. So people really like the onion.
Yeah.
So but as a business guy, when you're sitting down saying okay, hey, let's, what's our store hours? What's our budget? Let's micromanage every little single thing. You start looking at the onion, but I can never stop giving away onions away because that's who I am.
Right. Exactly. It's damn to do it now. Start doing it with it.
How do you source your onions?
Local produce company.
Nice.
Right
Okay.
Same guys that deliver to the restaurants.
Oh,
which
awesome.
is supporting local as well. And I would get big onions. And then what's crazy about me? You got an onion around here? Well, I
Not a live one.
It's all right. I could eat them like apples, man. Just like that. And I do those on a lot of my commercials.
I do love onions also. Yeah, they're just some about them.
I don't do that all the time, but that really freaks some people out when you do that. And I do eat onions on a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, nice. You grow your own onions? I had someone ask that. We asked people some questions they had.
So I posted a few photos back in the day, and I repost them every couple of years of this onion farm and this onion semi.
Okay.
But most of those were just me I'd come across a semi of onions on the highway.
Yeah.
Click, click. And then I'd be like, the onions are coming in. And people are like, holy smokes. You get it by the truckload. People don't put it together that I just snapped that photo off the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no onion farm.
But actually, I got something for you.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so yeah, we got your little plush onion.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And also, if you don't mind, we got one for ourselves.
Yeah, we'll take care of that,
You
man.
could sign the back.
Yeah, absolutely. I got you.
Yeah, we got a little sticker for
Yeah,
you.
a little
too.
nice. That's our little signature there.
Nice. So how long you guys been doing this?
So let's see, November 2019. And, we've talked to some wild people we never thought we were going to talk to. Shoe Nice, the guy that eats crazy stuff online.
Oh, man. Should have him eat an onion.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
The inventor of the Bop It games, that was wild. He announced some upcoming projects that he's going to do on our show for the first time. Didn't expect that. So, yeah, mostly what
I need Legless Bob on here, too.
Hey, I would love to talk to Legless Bob. Have him do a hop. Yeah, the premise was just like I saw these interesting characters on the internet, like not a lot of people were talking about them enough to suffice my curiosity. So I was like, you know what? I'm looking into these people. There's the one dude that like shoots hot dogs a foot up into the air. That likes, just in people that are interesting that haven't had context to them.
Sure, it's cool because now we have a bunch of weird internet freak friends. I never thought would be people like. Have you seen the video of the kid, the angry ginger kid? The gingers do have souls.
He's like screaming. It was like a decade ago.
This made it on South Park.
Yeah. It was.
But like, he's our buddy. We DM now. Like, we have one buddy who's been on the show a couple times, and he just calls us all the time. He'll call our Instagram.
Power of social media, baby.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Some wild connections we were not expecting at all.
Just,
but
nowadays, I'm an old rock and roll singer, and you see like someone sitting here. Sing for the camera and they're on American Idol next thing. You know, winning it. So yeah, the camera, the phones, man, the world's changed, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's called Who Moved My Cheese. There's a book called Who Moved My Cheese. And as a person, man, if you don't adapt, it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta move.
So yeah, I just got a couple more things. So you definitely have like an announcer voice. I've seen you're doing some like auctioneer stuff now and some ads for others.
A lot of charity auctions.
So was it through the commercials that you realized that you had, kind of the voice for the projection?
When you got the voice, you really don't know you got the voice. It's kind of like when you hear your own voice, you're always a little bit weirded out by hearing your own voice.
It's weird. It's very strange to hear it.
But my dad was an auctioneer.
Okay. Just comes with the territory.
And so he would auction. No, I never really learned professionally, but it was just in me, man. It was just in me.
Yeah.
And then being on a rock and roll stage gave me stage presence. So, like, if I had to get on a stage with 50,000 people, it's really not a problem, man. There's some people that it is a problem for. But with me, boom, take that microphone, do what you got to do, and let's do it. There's a couple weird facts about me. Never had a cup of coffee in my life.
Really?
Never smoked a cigarette. Never took a hit of pot. Never did a drug in my life. I drank a lot of beer and vodka.
Yeah.
But fifth kid, and I still take cold showers. There was no water. There was no hot water when I was fifth kid. But there's something about a cold shower. I get out of there and wow. And so I was reading a book called Tools of Titans. It was about a normal guy who interviewed 20 different billionaires. Okay? Now, I'm not a billionaire, far from it.
Right.
But I know several of them.
Wow.
They all do some version of a cold shower.
Okay. Just their little ritual thing.
Or they all get what's called, cryotherapy, which is, I've done this as well, where you get in a tank, a cylinder, and you're basically naked beside your underwear, socks, and maybe some gloves, and it's 150 below zero.
I want to get one of those crowd tanks real bad.
You know about it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I do it. And you get out of there, and it only goes for 1 minute.
Yeah.
So in other words, you don't got to deal with necessarily the cold shower, but you're 60 seconds.
Probably feels like way longer than a minute.
Well, so I get out of the one in Chicago, and like the whole Blackhawks team shows up. They all, I'm a hockey guy, so I was like, holy cow, it's the whole Blackhawks team. They do it before practice, after practice, before a game, after a game.
Jeez.
Basically takes all inflammation away.
Okay.
Years ago, if you were an athlete, you'd sit in an ice bucket.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Man, sitting in an ice chest is tough stuff.
It sucks. It is the worst.
And this is a 1 minute version of that where you don't have to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's awesome.
Dude, I snapped my leg live on stage. This here.
Ooh.
My quad snapped. My thigh rolled all the way up here. And my kneecap fell to my ankle.
Oh, my God.
Live on stage. And I got to show you this.
Yeah, so I saw a couple pictures of you with guitars. I didn't realize you were fully performing, though. Damn.
Yeah.
And breaking your leg on stage.
Well, this was at a charity event.
Okay.
I hopped off the stage to shake someone's hand, and a photographer snapped a photo of this. I got to show you this. So here's me still working the microphone with 4 doctors working on me.
Oh, my God. That's a legendary.
So, yeah, because the show must go on.
Yeah.
And here's how I left.
Jeez. Whoo.
My thigh snapped off, man. I was like, so what they had to do is they had to unroll my thigh. It was all the way up in my groin. unroll it, drill holes through my kneecap, screw it to my shin.
Oh.
I was out of town alone.
Oh, wow. That's even worse.
I was in Washington, D.C., and my thigh snaps off. But I finished the show, baby.
That's
There you
awesome.
go.
And then they took me away in an ambulance, and then I called my wife, and I said, I'm in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, and my phone dies.
Of course.
Yeah, she loved that.
Might as well be that, yeah.
Couldn't have got no worse.
That's crazy.
So I didn't know anything about MGK, but I also saw you met Mike Ditka and the Property Brothers and stuff through auctioneering.
Jim McMahon's a friend of mine. He stays at my house here twice a year, the old quarterback of the Bears.
Yeah.
So doing charity events, I'm constantly helping organizations and others. Are you guys Cubs or Cardinals? What are you?
Tigers. I'm from the
Tigers.
Detroit area originally, so
All right.
I can buy it honest.
Well, so, for example, lots of Cubs players, I do their charity events,
Okay.
depending on what they represent, and White Sox players, and a lot of Cardinal players. So when you're a normal guy, you become friends with these guys.
Yeah.
So do you know the name Kyle Schwarber?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so
Sure.
he's, again, I'm a White Sox guy, and he's
Yeah, catcher outfielder.
a Cubs guy, but I did his charity event, and he says, hey, Mike, what do I owe you? And I said, man, nothing. You don't owe me nothing. I'll help you out. And he says, hey, bring your kid by. So I bring my kid to Wrigley, and I'm just waiting for this to load. But here's Schwarber spending a couple hours with my kid hitting in the cage with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow. That's awesome.
So here's Schwarber. We're at Wrigley, and he's working my kid out. All right? And then I do, here's me and Baez. So the same thing went to charity.
Right. It works.
So,
It's
and then the
amazing.
dream team, I said, Baez, give me a little line here. So, you know, but like in my contacts over the years, which I won't, I got to keep this kind of very, very private.
For
but
sure.
Here you go. All right.
All right.
Here you go,
Jeez, that is amazing.
kid.
Oh, my God.
He's in town here a lot.
I watched 2 movies yesterday, had 3 Kid Rock songs in them.
And so I become friends with them just by being normal, and that's how, you know, Machine Gun Kelly was just such a normal. I coach kids his age, okay, and I have kids his age, so it was very relatable.
Yeah.
I was teaching him what to do in a haunted house, and he was so thankful. He was like, man, this was the best.
And I'm sure at a certain point of fame, all you want as a celebrity is for people to treat you like a normal person because you're just sick of it. Like, and you're like, you know, I'm sure it's, you know, it makes you feel good, but also it's just like, oh, I wish I could just like, you know, go to the store and like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Imagine if you're really a celeb like a Jordan or, you know, hockey players could almost, if you don't know who you're looking for, they can go anywhere.
Yeah.
But a few of those iconic players, Ditka, Jim McMahon, Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, shit,
Right.
you can't.
Just trying to get some toilet
I
paper and
was
people
doing
are snapping
dinner.
your pic.
I was doing dinner with Bo Jackson. I did a fishing trip with him. And we're at the dinner. It's me and my 5 brothers, all white guys and one black guy, Bo.
Yeah.
And someone came up to the table and said, hey, which one of you is Bo? So right there, you know that like they don't know
Right.
what's up.
Yeah.
So Bo points to my brother. and so it's funny. We have a good time.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Ditka, a lot of these guys became friends through me doing charity events for others.
Okay.
So I just did a big charity event. There was a lady, she was burnt bad.
Yeah.
She turned on a stove in her house and the house blew up. She lost her husband, kids, and she survived.
Oh my God.
When you lose your husband and kids and you survive and you're 70% burnt, you don't want to live.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of love coming in and to help this person out. And so a lot of cool celebrities at these events.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, that's very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only got kind of one other last thing. You know, you answered everything I want to answer.
Yeah, man.
But I, you know, in researching you, I did find you have one kind of true hater, and I did. You know, I was surprised to see that there's a guy he saw
Who is
your.
it, my guy Chase?
It was a guy named Winebox Poppy, and it's this dude on YouTube. He must have got your Facebook. Or like a Facebook ad for a commercial, and I edited it down to like it's only like
good.
40 seconds. Yeah.
I might have seen this.
Let's see what this guy's about.
Yeah.
Hey, this is terrible editing. Do you see how long it took for him to start talking?
$99. Listen up, we got twin size, full size, or queen size mattresses. $99.
Is that even a good deal? How much are mattresses?
I did see this.
I feel like that's
Did you?
cheap. But I don't really want to analyze the deals
this
and
is
stuff like
grown.
that. I just want to know what the going on with his hair. That thing is sick. But it looks like it's kind of trying to hop off your head a little bit there, buddy.
No, that's a killer moment.
Yeah.
There's not really much left. I don't know what's going on with glasses inside, but we need to chill.
Hey,
Like
man, when
me
your
and him
future's
don't
that
need to
bright,
chill.
you gotta rock
He
her
needs
that
to
way.
chill. Downer, downer, downer. We always get a free onion, baby. What the? I need to fucking know, dude.
Did you get
Why
all of
did
them? Tell him
Shrek
what's up.
Grab an onion.
I have to send him this interview. And
Yeah,
then
we'd be
figure it out,
like,
he'll
hey,
know.
there you go. But
Figure out
yeah,
one
I
by
think,
five.
he's just seeing a true performer. He's jealous.
Oh no, so like to me when I look at this, I don't look at it as bad. I look at it as like, hey man, I gave this guy something to talk about.
Yeah, names out
Hey,
there.
yeah.
And he's wearing the glasses and he's talking about the onion, and by me getting rid of the tagline because our prices don't make you cry, it made people say, what the?
Yeah, what's going
Just
on?
like he did.
Just a little bit of mystery.
And it was just, again, for all the advertisers out there, like, okay, let's say if I opened a floor, let's say I own a car or a carpet store. We talked about carpet.
Yeah.
Well, a slogan would be, our prices will floor you.
Yeah.
Right.
know what I
There you
mean?
go.
So you just got to be clever. But then, business is a little tougher nowadays than it used to be when you're fighting Amazon. And there's a phenomenon of a mattress store on every corner, too.
Yes, there's a lot.
You
They
know?
make a joke about that in that Simpsons. They're like, is this it? Is this it?
I
Is this
know.
it? Once you're looking, you're like, oh, wow.
And some of the companies have bought out the other people. So if we all own mattress stores, I bought you, and now there's 3 stores on the same block.
Yeah. You see that with like Circle K gas stations, so
You'll
they'll
see
be
it.
across the street from each
Yeah,
other. It's
yeah.
like, damn.
And I know a certain MF is definitely doing a little laundering on the site, too. There's too many of them.
Yeah.
I'll say it. You don't have to.
Yeah. Well, they got bought out, and yeah. So I was ahead of the curve on having mattress stores and having, warehouse type of feel.
Right.
It really comes down to this. If you're walking into a big, fancy, pretty furniture store and every single room is done up perfectly and pretty and carpeted, you're paying for it.
Yes. Because that's somebody's time making it that way.
And if you're buying from Amazon, you're skipping all that stuff. And so I'm trying to still be alive and make it happen for people to try their beds out, buy local, and still beat Amazon.
Exactly.
And it's tough to do.
Yeah, but it's a true hybrid experience.
That's right. So what time you on your bed? 6 or 7 tonight?
Yeah. Exactly.
And again, I love saying like, well, I don't normally work that slow, but if you want to wait till tomorrow, I could do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
awesome,
blows their mind.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, that's all I got. Big Mike's mattress and
Okay,
furniture
so the name
warehouse.
of the show is It's Been a While podcast, right?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we could get a
Oh,
nice.
yeah,
It's been a while for our
bust-
soundboard.
Let's bust this out. Give me your names.
I'm David.
Damon?
David.
David?
Xavier.
I knew that. I don't need to write this. All right. Is this full video or?
Yeah, full video right now, yeah.
Or you can use the audio. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, listen, it's Big Mike from This Is It Furniture, and now Big Mike's Mattress and Furniture Warehouse, and also Mega Events. I'm here with David and Xavier from It's Been a While podcast. Listen, these guys called me up and said, Mike, will you do an interview? And I said, no problem, let's do it. So I hope you learned a bunch. Maybe call your friends, call your neighbors, whatever you got to do. Get your friends and your characters on their podcast, because it's good stuff. Take a look at this place. I'm having a blast. We're going downer, baby.
Amazing.
Appreciate
One of my
that.
favorites was the Three Stooges as well.
Okay.
So like, when you're a fan of the Three Stooges, you have fun, man.
Right, exactly. Well, Big Mike, thank you so much for coming on. It was
Oh,
a
wow,
blast
it's been a
having
while,
you.
Dave and Xavier.
Yeah. It's awesome. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Let's end it with this one.
Let's do it.
It's Been a While podcast. Listen up.